You spend 4 years and $7.3 billion building one of the most sophisticated AI systems on Earth. You tell the world you're the responsible ones, the careful ones, the safety-first ones. You publish long papers about alignment, existential risk, and why moving too fast could end badly. You hire philosophers, ethicists, researchers who left other labs because they believed this place would be different. And then, one of your own engineers accidentally ships your entire secret sauce to the public internet. Not hacked, not breached, not stolen by a foreign government, just uploaded, like a pizza menu, to a public code registry. This is the story of how Anthropic, a company named after the idea that humans should stay in control of AI, briefly lost control of one of its most valuable assets in the most human way imaginable. And what was hiding inside that code mattered far more than anyone expected. It started the way many modern disasters do, with someone doing their job. A security researcher was browsing the NPM registry, which is basically a giant public warehouse where JavaScript developers publish code for anyone to use. Think of it as the App Store, but for building software. He landed on Claude Code, Anthropic's new AI coding assistant, built to compete with tools like GitHub Copilot. Inside the package, buried among normal files, he noticed something strange, a source map. Here's why that matters. When companies ship code to the public, they usually scramble it. Variable names are shortened. Formatting is destroyed. Humans can't read it easily. Computers still can. A source map is the translator. It tells your computer how that scrambled mess maps back to the original clean, human-written source code. It's meant for debugging. It's not meant to ship. Anthropic shipped both, the scrambled code and the decoder ring, together in the same public package. It's the digital version of locking your diary and taping the key to the front cover. Within hours, the discovery was public. Within minutes, the code was mirrored everywhere: GitHub, forums, chat servers, places that specialize in archiving things specifically because they're not supposed to disappear. Anthropic sent out takedown notices as fast as they could. It didn't matter. Once something hits the internet like that, it doesn't go away. Now here's where it gets genuinely fascinating, because what the world found inside that code wasn't just technical architecture. It was a window into how Anthropic thinks, how they build, what they're afraid of, and what they're trying to hide. Let's start with the most important discovery, the system prompt. If you've ever wondered why Claude sounds the way it does, helpful, slightly cautious, occasionally refusing to tell you how to make a sandwich if the sandwich sounds vaguely dangerous, the answer is in the system prompt. Think of it like a sandwich, a very specific, very carefully engineered sandwich. At the bottom, you have the base layer, Anthropic's core instructions, the values, the guardrails, the thou shalt nots. On top of that, you have the context layer, information about the current task, the tools available, the environment Claude is operating in. Then comes the user layer, what you actually typed. And Claude has to somehow read all of that, understand all of that, and respond in a way that satisfies every layer simultaneously. This architecture, researchers are calling it the prompt sandwich, is now fully documented, publicly, for free, for every competitor on the planet to study, copy, and improve upon. But wait, there's more. Inside the code, researchers also found something called anti-distillation techniques. Here's the concept. One of the biggest fears in AI right now is that a smaller, cheaper model can watch a bigger, smarter model work and learn to imitate it. This is called distillation. It's how you get a $20 model that performs like a $200 model. Anthropic knew this, so they built in subtle mechanisms to make Claude's outputs harder to learn from. Slight variations, deliberate imprecision in certain areas, noise, essentially, injected into the signal. Clever, absolutely. Effective now that everyone can read the source code? Less so. And then there's the tool calling architecture. This is the part that made actual AI engineers sit up straight. Claude Code doesn't just answer questions, it acts. It can read files, write files, run terminal commands, browse the web,
call APIs. It's not a chatbot. It's closer to an autonomous agent. And the leaked code shows exactly how Anthropic built the guardrails around that autonomy. What Claude is allowed to do without asking, what requires confirmation, what is absolutely forbidden. This is the blueprint, the full blueprint, now public.
Let's continue with why this matters. Let's zoom out for a second, because this isn't just a funny story about a developer having a very bad Tuesday. This is a strategic catastrophe of the first order. Anthropic's entire competitive moat, the thing that justifies their $18 billion valuation, is the quality of their models and the sophistication of their systems. The models themselves, still secret, still locked away on Anthropic servers. But the systems, the architecture, the prompt engineering, the safety mechanisms, the tool calling logic, that's now a Wikipedia article. Here's the analogy that keeps me up at night. Imagine your Coca-Cola. Your secret formula is safe. Nobody knows the exact recipe, but someone just leaked the entire factory layout, every machine, every process, every quality control step, every supplier relationship. You still have the recipe, but now everyone knows exactly how you make it. That's where Anthropic is today. And the timing couldn't be worse. OpenAI is pushing hard. Google's Gemini is improving every month. Meta is giving away models for free. Chinese labs are closing the gap faster than anyone predicted. In this environment, every competitive advantage matters. Every secret matters. And Anthropic just accidentally published theirs. Now, I want to be fair to Anthropic here, because there's a lesson in this story that goes beyond one embarrassing mistake. The lesson is this: security theater is not security. For years, the AI industry has operated on the assumption that keeping code closed source is a meaningful form of protection, that obscurity equals safety. But obscurity is fragile. One NPM publish command, one misconfigured build script, one developer who forgot to add a line to .gitignore, that's all it takes. The companies that will win the AI race long-term aren't the ones with the best secrets. They're the ones who can execute faster than their secrets can be stolen. Open source models like Llama are already proving this. Meta gave away the recipe and the factory layout, and somehow they're still winning. Because the real moat isn't the code. It's the talent, the compute, the data, and the speed of iteration. Anthropic knows this. They employ some of the smartest people in the world. But even the smartest people in the world sometimes forget to check their build configuration. So what did we actually learn today? 1. Source maps are a loaded gun. If you're shipping proprietary code, check your build pipeline, then check it again, then hire someone paranoid to check it a third time. 2. DMCA takedowns on the internet work about as well as a no trespassing sign on a public beach. 3. The most sophisticated AI safety company on the planet was undone not by a superintelligent adversary, but by a standard JavaScript build tool. 4. And perhaps most importantly, the AI race is no longer just about who has the best model. It's about who can build the best systems around that model. And now everyone has Anthropic's playbook. The game just got a lot more interesting.